Unbelievably shocking video, an attempted kidnapping caught on camera. You have got to see this to believe it. Check out this surveillance video. You can see a man dressed up as an electric company employee. He walks up the driveway very casually, takes a look around, and then knocks right on the front door. A housekeeper answers. He shows her some official-looking documents and then shoves his way inside. Take a look at it right there. Right there. 5 minutes later, the camera catches him calmly leaving. Inside the house, the housekeeper survives a vicious attack that leaves her bleeding and begging for help. What happened during that 5 minutes of hell? The woman's boss rushed home and found a total nightmare. Listen to this.
She's going to hand him back the notepad right there and says she needs to call us. He says no and rushes into the door. He takes out his hammer, hits her on the head at least 3 times, basically tries to drag her to the door, claiming, yelling at her for her to calm down, to behave, because he just wants to kidnap her and get a ransom.
My God. Police are not sure if this particular home was targeted, and this sicko is still on the loose tonight. Straight out to Rod Wheeler, former D.C. homicide detective. The video to me is so scary. Obviously, everybody watching says, could this happen to somebody else? How common is this?
It's very common, actually. There's a lot of unanswered questions here, though, Jane, that we have to really look at. Number one, where did this guy get that uniform from? Is he actually an employee of the electric company? And if not, why did he choose that particular type of uniform to use to commit this crime? Now, the other thing you have to look at in this video is when the housekeeper opened that door, she should have never opened the door. And this is good information for our viewers. If you are not expecting somebody at your door, don't open the door. Now, the other thing that the cops are looking at, Jane, right now as I speak, is whether or not these types of crimes have been happening in other areas in that particular vicinity. Because a crime like this, a person just doesn't wake up and say, I'm going to go do this. This is something that they've planned out. So all of these things right now, the detectives are looking at and trying to identify who this person could have been.
And we forget sometimes when we become complacent. We hear a knock on the door. We either don't have a peephole or we don't look through it and we open it because we want to have faith in human nature. So the lesson is never open your door to a stranger ever.
Right.
Keep your door locked. Get a peephole, use it, and also get another kind of protection for the inside of the door that even when you identify somebody and you open it, they can't barge in. What kind of protection can they get?
Well, there's a lot of things they can get. They can obviously get a panic alarm. But the other thing that's very important to understand and realize in cases like this, Jane, is simply this. If you're not expecting someone to come to your home for any repairs or anything like that, simply don't open the door. Now, the other thing the viewers need to know is that the police are calling this an apparent robbery case. So apparently this guy went in for some reason to try to rob this home and a fight ensued. Cooperate with the person, and then as soon as you can get away, make your break out of there.
Yeah,
but try to
Rod,
cooperate if
he's
you can,
got a hammer
so
right there in his little tool belt. You can see he's got the hammer in his tool belt. So obviously he had it for a reason, and it wasn't to hammer a painting on a wall. Okay? He smacked this woman right in the head, and there was blood all over the place. But some great advice. It's a cautionary tale. Be careful. Don't be too trusting. Thank you, Rod.